Now let us move forward from the Baghdad years to Adrianople. There are many stories from those 5 years, but we will focus only on one story of the final year. It was towards the end of his stay in Adrianople, when one day Baha'u'llah told the believers, "Today we wrote something to Nasiruddin Shah, but who will bell the cat?" That's a Persian saying for who will accept the daring task of delivering his tablet to the Shah. Many seasoned veterans volunteered for this distinction of delivering it, even if it meant certain death. But he said the messenger is not yet created. At this time, Aka Abdu'l-Baha, the son of a survivor of the defense of Fort Tabarsi, was about 15 or 16 years old. He was a rebellious and unruly lad, whose father was not particularly proud of him and thought nothing would move him. He worried about his son. They lived in Nishapur, in northeastern Iran, thousands of miles from Adrianople. When Nabil, the historian, traveled across Iran on assignment, he visited a father he knew. There he read to him the poetic Ode de Varka, a work Baha'u'llah had written during his 2 years of seclusion in Sulaymaniyah, reflecting on his own suffering. As Nabil read, the young boy's face turned red, and he began to cry uncontrollably. His father was both amazed and delighted, seeing it as a sign of something deeper. Perhaps a spell cast by Nabil. If only he could witness the hand of providence at work. Within months, with his father's blessings, the young boy left for Baghdad and eventually made his way to Akka, where Baha'u'llah was imprisoned in a small cell within the barracks. Unsure how to approach Baha'u'llah without being recognized, he went to a mosque to pray. There he saw several Persians and among them recognized Abdu'l-Baha. He handed Abdu'l-Baha a note, and arrangements were made for him to meet his Lord. You are witnessing the will of Baha'u'llah at work in the creation of the messenger. The 17-year-old Aka Abdu'l-Baha, later known as Badi, had 2 audiences with Baha'u'llah. As you know, Badi means new or wonderful, and Baha'u'llah praised him in many of his tablets. I will paraphrase some of his words. In one instance, Baha'u'llah stated that when he summoned Badi to his presence, he uttered just one word, causing Badi's entire being to tremble. Had it not been for divine protection, Badi would have swooned. Then the hand of power began to recreate him. In another passage, Baha'u'llah described how he took a handful of dust, mixed it with the water of might and power, breathed into it a new spirit, adorned it with the name of Badi, and sent him out as a ball of fire. So great was this infusion of might that, single-handedly, Badi could have conquered the world. A spiritual giant was born. After such intense exposure to the kingdom of glory, what did Badi do? He became the embodiment of certitude and fortitude, joyfully carrying the tablet close to his heart. For 4 months, he traveled the mountains and deserts on foot, occasionally prostrating on the side of the road towards Akka, saying, O Lord, what you have given me through your bounty, do not take away through your justice. Give me strength to safeguard it. With utmost bravery, he delivered the tablet to the king's hands, enduring 3 days of branding and bastinado without faltering. Do you think he cried out or begged for mercy when the hot branding iron sizzled against his flesh? No, never. The only sound that escaped him was laughter, even as his skull was crushed. He laughed because the sea of light was only one step away, and they were melting the cage of his body to free his soul. This is the ecstasy that all martyrs experience before martyrdom. We recall the execution in 1983 of 18-year-old Mona Mahmoud Nezad. She was so intoxicated with the love of Baha'u'llah, she refused to recant her faith, despite severe abuse and torture. With a smile, she kissed the hangman's rope and placed the noose around her own tender neck. Mona's father, Abdu'l-Baha Mahmoud Nezad, a gentle and kind member of the auxiliary board, also fell into the hands of those bloodthirsty descendants of Persia's torturers. He was so badly beaten that he could hardly be recognized. On their final and only visit in prison, he told his daughter, "My beloved daughter, do you remember how I always went ahead to prepare the house for you and the family? This time, I will go first to the Abha kingdom and unroll the red carpet for your grand entry." These blessed souls, in their state of ecstasy, felt the presence of Baha'u'llah and saw the sea of light. With great joy, they offered their lives in his path.